G'day guys, my name's Mahakaran and I'm one of the founders and builders of Ramify. This tutorial I'm just going to show you the features of Ramify and how it all works. So this is the landing page. We'll go to the dashboard. Your dashboard essentially contains all of your conversations here, as well as all your notes. So these are your AI conversations and these are your notes on those conversations. And the great thing is that you can filter your conversations by tags as well as your notes by tags. So if you want to create a new chat, you can click the new chat button here, or you can go to one of the chats that you've got already. So I'll just open up a new chat here. And what you'll see first is this node in the center. So in Ramify, every note corresponds to a chat. So if I want to look at the chat in this node, I'll just click it and that chat will pop up. And now I can ask it anything. So suppose I want to ask it something like, suppose I want to ask it that question, I can just do that. This is like any other chat interface that you would use. You can use different models in the premium version. You can use Claude, GPT models, as well as Grok and Google models at the moment. We'll use Claude Sonnet because it often gives good responses, and so we'll just click go there. So now that we've got the response, the core feature of Ramify is the ability to create ramifications, which are branches essentially. So suppose that I want to double click on the One Ring and I want to ask more about the One Ring. I can just highlight that text and the ramification button appears here. So I'll just click that. And that creates a child node of your original title here. This is the One Ring. Now it won't open it up automatically, so you have to go and click on it, and then that'll open it up and say, now I want to ask. And then now what the key feature of Ramify is that it will inherit the context. So whatever branches we've made, their path back to the root branch will be all inherited in the context. So you'll never lose the context that you've got. And now, while I'm doing that, I can go back to my original conversation and say I wanted to double click on the Lehman Brothers. I'll just go there and then create another ramification. That will create that ramification there. And then I can just double click on that, the Lehman Brothers. Now, my link to the One Ring is there as well, which is great. So if I wanted to navigate to this chat here from here after I close it, I can just click the One Ring and that'll open up. And now I can double click and ask about, and then, I can continue that conversation like that. So this is the core feature of Ramify that differentiates it from everything else. And the reason I did this, we created this, is so that we can create a branching sort of mind map that allows you to go deep into rabbit holes without losing context, so that you can completely explore a topic with use cases in research, in academia, in education when you're learning, or in product design, in engineering, software engineering, trying to debug different problems simultaneously. Now I'll show you some of the other features of the interface. So you can go into focus mode by clicking this, and that will open up that chat as if that's the only chat. Now, when you're in this focus mode, say I want to go into the One Ring, I'll just click that and that'll open that up as a pop-up here. And so the great thing about this is I can read up about that as a pop-up while still having that main chat in the background there. And then if I've got what I needed out of that, then I can close that, move down, double click on that, and then go there as well. The great thing about Ramify as well is that I can use the collapse feature. So using this collapse feature, it'll get rid of all of the LLM response that you just had from that prompt. So you'll only see the prompt as a result of that. And then I can obviously open that up again. What you can also do is edit the response from the LLM. So you can actually go in and essentially change it however you feel. And what this allows you to do is that it allows you to put your own research responses to your own prompt in there, and then that will now be inherited as you move along in your conversation, that will be part of the context and will be treated just as a normal LLM response will be treated. And then we can get out of that and we're back onto our normal page there. So the next thing that's really great about Ramify is this tagging feature. This allows you to organize your chats however you want using tags. So I can add a tag here and say I just want to call out Lord of the Rings, Lotto. You can see that that tag has been created there and that tag is now part of this chat. You can share chats, so I can press this button here and I can share this chat with whoever I want. So I can either use by email, share by email, and the important thing is this: whoever you share it via email with, that person needs to have an account in Ramify if they want to be able to receive the share. The other option is just kind of like Google Docs. You can share link and you can choose permission as viewer or editor, and that'll generate a link. Whoever you're sharing it with can copy paste this link into their URL bar and then see the chat that you've shared with them. And the reason we have this sharing functionality is that a key limitation of current LLM chats is that you can't share chats, and this really addresses that and allows you to collaborate and work together on projects with people. All of these are, you can move them in and out, you can configure your screen as however you want to configure it so that you can have multiple windows open at the same time as well, which is great. And in the event that you are wanting to get a broad overview of your entire conversation tree so far, you can hover over a node and that'll come up with the summary of the chat that you've had in that node and get a broad overview of the chats that you've been having. You can regenerate the summary if you've gone in and then edited or made further conversation with the LLM. You can then go and regenerate that chat and then it will regenerate the chat, taking into account the new information that you've given it. Sometimes what you would also like to do is get a very broad overview of your entire conversation tree. And the way to do that is you can click on Tree Summary and then generate a tree summary. And this generates a summary of the entire conversation tree that you've got so far. And the utility of this is to get that broad overview of your conversation. So we can pull that up there, and there we've got our conversation. And the two factual deep dives here are the One Ring's origins and the Lehman Brothers. A key differentiator of Ramify is the fact that you can have linked notes. Ramify aims to be a unified workspace for LLM research and chats and knowledge capture. So to that end, we've created linked notes. So you can create a new note, and this note essentially works very similar to Google Docs. You can type anything you want. You can create this note, and then you can actually link it to other notes using WikiLink's double spacing here. So I've already got these notes here about subprime mortgages, for example. So I can just click on that, and now I've got a link to this note. This note now links to subprime mortgages, which means that I can double click on subprime mortgages and open that note as well. So I'll just name this One Ring. Just like in chats, I can organize my notes with tags. So I can add a tag here if I wanted to, and I can just close that with this pressing the same button, and you have features for text editing here. If I close this note, I can actually open the note either here, so I can continue working in this workspace here, or I can open it in a dedicated notes workspace. And this is a Zettelkasten workspace that shows a graph of linked notes. So you recall that in the One Ring, I linked it to notes for subprime mortgages. So you can see here that this is the One Ring note, and that's now linked to notes for subprime mortgages here. So I can double click on that and it'll open up that note there. So suppose I want to link the One Ring to collateralized debt obligations, then I can just go in and type in collateralized debt obligations, so that comes up there. And now when I close this note, you'll see that it becomes linked. The One Ring now becomes linked to the collateralized debt obligations note there. And then there's a sidebar that for organizing and searching through your notes. So you can either search here, and this uses a search algorithm over the notes to search for keywords, etc. And then you can also filter by tag. So suppose I want to filter for, suppose I want to, I use, I tag this one ring note with the lotta tag. So now that tag's been added to this note, and now I can go and just search, and then that should pop up there. From here, if I want to go back to my chats page, I can go to dashboard, and then I can find that chat that I had earlier, and I can just go in there, and then there it is again. This is a sort of brief overview of how Ramify works. And we'll be making more content on this shortly with more targeted tutorials and use cases as well. Make sure you like and subscribe, and check us out at getramify.com. That's get, G-E-T, Ramify, RAMIFY.com. To check it out, and give us feedback. Let us know how you feel. And the great thing is we're building out features actively at the moment. So if you give us feedback, we'll be very keen to start implementing the features that you recommend or any bug fixes that you have identified. Thanks.